In the realm of rugby, there's a saying, it's the hope that kills you. And for devoted Wallabies fans, this sentiment has become painfully real over the past 39 years at Eden Park. This iconic venue in Auckland, scheduled to host the first test of the Bledisloe Cup this Saturday. https://theguardian.com/sport/Bledisloe stands as a bastion of New Zealand rugby dominance. The All Blacks have created an intimidating fortress here, celebrating an unbroken streak that has seen them claim victory since 1994, totaling 51 tests with a remarkable record of 49 wins and just 2 draws. Since that fateful day in 1986, when the Wallabies triumphed under the leadership of Andrew Slack and coach Alan Jones, no Australian team has tasted victory at this ground. It's not exclusively about Eden Park, Slack shared. Reflecting on the intimidating venues in New Zealand, there are similarly daunting places like Carisbrook, known as the House of Pain, and Dunedin, dubbed Death Valley. The real challenge lies in facing such formidable opponents as the All Blacks. However, I genuinely believe we have a very realistic chance of victory this year. Many share this optimism. The All Blacks are recovering from a staggering defeat, having lost 43-10 to South Africa. https www.theguardian.com/sport/2025/New Zealand/Africa Springboks/Rugby Union Test Match Report. While the Australian team is on a strong resurgence, currently leading the Rugby Championship, can the Wallabies finally break the long-standing curse of Eden Park and secure their first Bledisloe Cup win in 23 years? For every Wallaby, defeating the All Blacks in their own territory is a dream come true, expressed Simon Poitevin, who played as a flanker in the 1986 team. But achieving that at Eden Park, the very heart of New Zealand rugby, where all their dreams come to life, is truly the pinnacle of success. In the decade leading up to their momentous 1986 tour, Australian teams frequently bested the All Blacks, triumphing in a one-off Bledisloe test in 1979, and following it up with a strong 2-1 series victory in 1980. However, agonizing losses by a mere point in the subsequent years of 1984 and 1985 left their mark. We recognized that we were on par with them, which made those missed opportunities even more painful and fueled our hunger for success, Slack recalled. After our losses in '84, we routed through Europe, conquering the home nations and completing a grand slam. By the time we arrived in Wellington for the first test, our readiness was palpable, with a motivational telegram from cricket legend Sir Donald Bradman wishing them luck on such a significant occasion. The Wallabies edged out a narrow victory of 13-12. Yet in Dunedin, they faced heartache as a controversial refereeing decision denied Wallabies number 8, Steve Tweenman, a last-minute try, resulting in a reversed scoreline. It remains the quietest dressing room I've ever experienced, Poitevin disclosed. We were acutely aware that decision had robbed us of a chance to secure a 2-0 lead in the series. It was just itself a crushing moment. Andrew Leeds, a rookie reserve fullback during that game, added, "The atmosphere was so heavy that you could have heard a pin drop. We were utterly heartbroken." Slack humorously recalls an interviewer asking him if those two 13-12 results had any significance. "No, not at all," he replied with a dry wit. To be fair, we were absolutely devastated, and besides, Jonesy had promised us 5 days of skiing if we could secure a 2-0 series win. Believe it or not, I've yet to enjoy that skiing trip. Jones, the head coach, was not one to let the players dwell on their loss. Before we even settled into the hotel the next day, Jonesy had us on the training field, Poitevin reminisced. In response to local objections, he quickly organized a few vehicles to illuminate our practice area. The 1986 tour was intense, spanning 7 weeks and featuring 3 tests along with 11 grueling midweek matches. It was my 3rd tour of New Zealand, and there's no such thing as an easy game there, reflected Slack. Nevertheless, we all felt privileged to represent Australian rugby alongside our friends. The camaraderie among the 86 tourists was exceptional. We shared some unforgettable toga parties, Leeds remembered fondly. We played high-stakes matches twice a week, celebrated our achievements, and graciously accepted the warm hospitality that our Pee-wee hosts extended to us. It just wouldn't have been proper to decline. Steinlage, the official beer sponsor, made sure that a supply of their cans was available at every stop along the tour. Warm welcome or calculated hospitality? Probably a bit of both, laughed Poitevin. But we were in peak condition, well prepared for whatever lay ahead. The true test of their mettle unfolded at Eden Park on September 6th. The Wallabies attracted media attention as they walked out of a hotel notorious for its single shower, catering to a squad of 30 players. Allen exploded about that situation, Slack recalled. Yet, in all honesty, we hardly noticed. Our concentration was solely on the test ahead. Their focus was critical as the All Blacks unleashed a relentless display of attacking rugby. During that era, the All Blacks' strategy was to overrun their opposition up front, relentlessly aiming for territorial kicks and dominating the breakdowns, explained centre Brett Papworth. It was a tough style, but effective. Leeds' impressive form earned him a test debut at fullback, which saw David Campese move to the wing position. As the newcomer, I anticipated a barrage of high balls heading my way, but instead, they opted to run the play, he described. It was absolutely chaotic. Their intention was clear, to overwhelm us in the first 20 minutes. Even as a seasoned player in his 40th test, Poitevin was taken aback. Typically, Bledisloe matches devolve into trenches. Both teams bash each other mercilessly, but this was different. It was a full-throttle game, characterized by quick ball movement and widespread play. The atmosphere at Eden Park was electric. We all knew we had entered a brutal showdown. Nevertheless, the Australian team weathered the storm. Cowboy Mark Shaw bulldozed over me, but I managed to hold on, Papworth recalled. Every time they charged at us, we had sufficient numbers to counter. After a half hour of this frenetic rugby, fatigue began to set in, leading to a few uncharacteristic mistakes. The pivotal moment came with a stunning tackle by Wallabies prop Enrique Rodriguez. When Topo Rodriguez collided with Fika Reid, it was as if we were all suddenly energized and the All Blacks deflated, said Papworth. Slack concurred. Defense is about attitude, and that earth-shattering tackle exemplified our tenacity. The Wallabies went into halftime with a 12-6 lead, thanks to a standout run from Papworth that set up Leeds' debut try. Ultimately, they surged to a convincing 22-9 victory. The Grand Slam experience in '84 was a magical journey, but the triumph in '86 was on an entirely different level, Poitevin emphasized. Winning was an incredible sensation. Eden Park fell eerily silent that day. Slack considers this victory an even greater achievement than their historic Grand Slam of victories over England, Wales, Scotland, and Ireland. Not only was the quality of our performance better, but there's no greater satisfaction for a Wallaby than to defeat the All Blacks. Papworth and Leeds continued to play amateur rugby for one more year before transitioning to rugby league. Yet I can confidently state I've never toured with a more joyful group than the 86ers, Papworth reflected. That day at Eden Park remains the highlight of my football career. Papworth nodded in agreement. It will always hold a special place in my heart. So can the Wallabies of 2025 replicate the accomplishments of their predecessors? They possess an unwavering self-belief, Poitevin noted. Plus, they've clawed their way back from difficult situations to claim victories before. In the face of the most serious challenge at Eden Park, the formula for success is straightforward, Papworth concluded. Believe in yourself and go for it. But here's the question we leave with you. Do you believe this current Wallabies team has what it takes to conquer Eden Park? Will they break the curse? Or will the shadows of history loom large once more? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.